Well, how to like positively reinforce things that are going on, like say when there's challenging situations. And the thing that I always want to talk to people about is what we call next play speed. How fast can you refocus on the next play? So that means that something, you might be making mistakes, there's tough calls by referees, the score is really not in your favor, but you're so focused on just moving on to that next play, just getting on and then trusting your skills again, which shows grit, which shows resiliency, and focusing on that really is, I think, the essence of all of it. And if you can ask your kids, how fast did you move on to the next play? Don't ask them about results. Say, if there's one result I want to know about, is how fast is your next play speed? I mean, you made a mistake, could you move on in a second? Or did it take you like 2 weeks? Were you hanging on to this mistake for a long time? So if we can start to emphasize that this is something we value, next play speed is something we value over, say, a result, the results are going to happen naturally. They're going to happen naturally. But if we value how we fail and how we move forward, it's amazing what happens, and you see young people just open up and they shine and they start to make mistakes and they keep flourishing, which is really, I think, that makes parents happy, that makes coaches happy, and it's something that can be taught, but it has to be emphasized. So when I coached a kid one time, this was just in the program I was in, one time he missed 28 shots in a row when I was coaching basketball. And to me, that's the best performance I've ever seen in my life. It's the greatest next play speed I've ever seen. It's the greatest resiliency, the greatest fail fast and move on. In the very next game, he had 35 points. So he wasn't like, I was a disaster today. He was like, I did really well. They just didn't go in. And I had been coaching him for 4 years. This wasn't something you just learned in one night, but it was a mindset that was built, right? Here's that growth mindset. Here's focusing on next play speed. And then all of a sudden you have this, it looks like a disastrous game, but really you're like, no, that's okay. It really is okay. In the very next game, did the same thing, just got different results.